Alright, today is the day I've been waiting for quite a while. So I'm going to be modifying the front of the frame and basically cutting it back a little bit because this is blocking the way of the intercooler. So I've got my metal grinder cutter tool, cheap one from, where did I get it from? Harbor Freight Tools for like 40 bucks or not even 40 bucks. So we can get this front mount intercooler mounted. And then I was also having an issue with the intercooler piping here where it doesn't quite fit. So I'm going to grind this out with the die grinder, get in there a little bit deeper, and then finish cutting that back, and then I'm going to mock test fit everything. I need to modify the intercooler piping to connect here, and then I'm going to get it all mocked up and should be able to start the car. So let's dive in, put you guys on a time lapse, and let's get some work done. Safety first, got my mask on for the metal shavings and my eye pro on. Let's start cutting. Alright, so we'll clean up those edges a little bit, but we've cut off quite a bit of material, and that should allow us to get the intercooler bolts, the lower connecting bolts we need to mount to right here, and they wouldn't reach before because that was in the way. So let's cut out this area here and then we'll start test fitting. I just wanted to get a good look at my die grinder tip that I'm using. This is a aviation grade die grinder from my neighbor who used to work for Boeing as an engineer, so it's a pretty good tip. Chews right through metal. Alright, I've opened up this hole quite a bit more, and I've cleaned up all the rough edges. They were kind of jaggedy and pointy, so let's try to test fit the intercooler and see how it lines up. Close, but it still needs to be removed a little bit more area from there, because the pipe, as we try to raise it up and get it to the right orientation to the throttle body, you can see that it's touching right there. So we're going to grind out probably another 1/4 inch of that section, and that should give us enough space. And this is the section I'm going to remove. I went ahead and marked it with a permanent marker, so let's start grinding some more metal away. That'll work out because it's heavily rusty too, so it'll be less cleanup because I'm going to paint that whole area as well. Alright, she's coming along. I've got the coils dropped in. I've got this all hooked together, and I got to grind a little bit more out of this intersection right here because I don't want that to rub as the car's going. So I got to probably take 1/8 of an inch out of there. But this is all connected. You can see we've got plenty of space between the intercooler and the front bumper support beam. About 1/4 inch on each side. So that fits good. And the mounts underneath, 3-point mounts, is lined up here. And there's another one underneath there and on the other side, and they all line up, which is nice. So the last piece of this puzzle is this piece here, and you can see I'm going to basically have to cut this section off. So I'm going to cut it off right here and then take it into a shop and have them weld basically like a little I don't know what that could be called, like a ridge to keep the intercooler piping from popping out under boost. But yeah, this is going to go in here, and then once I cut that back a little bit, because it's too long the way it's set up now, I'm cut it back and it should bolt right in. Alright, so this is all cut, and you can see edges are a little rough, but I'll get those cleaned up with a fine die grinder tip. You can see how thick the piping is. It's definitely a very heavy duty piping. And the nice thing with cutting this off, I mean, this is designed to go into the factory turbocharger piping, which is smaller. But the rest of the piping in the car is this size. So by cutting that off, now we're not having this restriction in the system. So when our TD06 is spooling up, we're going to get a little bit better flow. So yeah, I'd say that's a win. Alright, I got the pipe cut and I've got it connected, and we're going to go ahead and start this car up for the first time in about 2 months. Coils are all in, crank angle sensors in, we've got pretty much everything already connected, harness coils are ground. Here we go. Is running. So I just wanted to start this and test fit it because I still have to finish all this rust repair. So I'm going to take this back off, finish repairing the rust in this area, repaint it all, and then finish reassembling the front end of the car. I also need to take apart the mass airflow sensor and resolder the ends because I think one of the connectors is a little off. My favorite thing about buying JDM parts is the fact that they actually fit right. So for the price, I ordered this thing off of Right Hand Drive Japan, and it was only like less than $400. So you can't beat the fact. JDM good parts versus like some CX Racing stuff. It fits right, bolts up right, super easy to install. It was even compatible with my old TD06 Greddy Turbo, so I'm pretty happy with the way that this turned out, being that the TD06 intercooler kit was like $1,300, so I saved $1,000 ordering this one, and it's going to get the job done right. So the thing I got to figure out now is I'm going to have to mount the Type R blow-off valve. I'm not sure if I should mount it on this side or that side. I'm going to have to seal this up because the stock piping is gone, and then this pipe I'm going to get redone in aluminum to match. On this side I'm going to take that to a specialty shop and have them do it. But I've got my Greddy blow-off valve, so I've got the flange here. I'm not sure if I should try to, I'm not going to have a lot of space in here, so I was thinking of mounting it maybe like somewhere over here on this side. I think that would sound cool. Plus, being so close to the compressor, when you hear that compressor surge, it should exhaust all that excess boost pressure through here, and it should sound pretty sick. So let me know what you guys think about that. Where you guys would mount it. You Silvia guys and SR20 guys that are experienced with this, I think this side would sound cool. So let me know in the comments down below. I'd appreciate it. And if you guys are thinking of doing this intercooler kit on your build, I will have a link in the description below of where you can pick it up, as well as the tools I use to complete my project. You can see how tight that piping is through there and how well it was designed and engineered. I mean, it's just within a few millimeters of touching everything, but it fits damn perfect. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. You can see, get in there. So we did quite a bit of grinding. We're gonna get that all painted up and get it all preserved, and looks great. Nice couplers. And that's how everything looks after it's all cut back, so it's gonna fit real nice. And even the core itself is, for the price, I mean, it's still polished up pretty nice. Like, they spent a pretty good attention and time and quality on detail. Next step will be to mount the deluxe bumper and test fit it and cut it to make it work with the intercooler. Well, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you guys were kind of curious how a Greddy front mount intercooler would mount up to a S14 or a 240SX, I thought that the install was pretty easy. I got everything done in just a couple of hours, minus I already had the bumper and stuff off, but I thought it was a good install. Hopefully you found the video helpful. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. I will be back with more content. Until then, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.